break it. Audio effect. Audio death effect. Audio death effect. There it is. It's back. No, it's on. It's audio death effect. Audio death effect. Oh god, that's a good one. Oh, it went off for a second, but then it came right back. Audio death effect. Audio death effect. Oh shit! It's so loud. I'm gonna turn you down just a touch until you. Go ahead, say something. Oh man. Oh man, we're getting whipped with the hose out here. That hurts. Getting whipped with the hose hurts. That's my. Dude, I'm not even the right class. I'm not pressing any of the buttons right tonight. Audio death. Audio death. Straight with your audio, but also audio death. So it's a new kind of audio death. Now it's no audio. It was like a audio death plus your voice over it, and your voice usually never goes over audio death. I got a shotgun. This is amazing. Audio death. Audio death. It was not audio death before. Not audio death at all. You're gonna get this. I don't know why I'm warping in with you. I'm gonna warp in with. My guess is you're on the back. Yeah, totally back lot. All right. Nerd Deck is out here. Dude, they've rolled it. They're trying to camp on our respawn. All right, you're working. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Swear to God, we had this thing up and running just momentarily ago, like a very short period of time ago. Everything was working perfectly. This is the nature of live consciousness. As we project into the matrix, it ricochets back in time-space continuums. Humans from the future that watch this because they're stuck on asteroids, they send their thoughts and feelings back because by the time you get to their state of consciousness, it's like they teach it in school how to project consciousness. And so they, by simply watching your image, audio death, audio death, audio death. Okay. By watching your image on a screen, they can find your spiritual IP address, which is basically a location in time and space, and they can broadcast back to you from the future. All consciousness does this. But if you live in an asteroid belt, there's no electromagnetic field around you, and so your native psychic abilities are like nice. So that's why people in asteroid mining facilities are definitely our primary target audience. We basically don't even try when it comes to finding an audience online because we don't monetize anything. The whole point of starting a company to have video online, aside from putting video online on the back of your head, is to make money. And so, oh, you'll want to move around just a little bit from time to time, so we'll cut. Audio death, sweet audio death. Say something, say something. Maybe it's just really highly amplified. Okay, say something. I can hear your keyboard. I can hear your mouse clicking, but it sounds like God's mouse clicking. It's so loud. So loud. Yeah, I can hear your keyboard clicking. And there's audio death. There's the sweet taste of audio death. It's like the sound of an aircraft engine going off. Maybe the volume is turned up too high on a microphone. There we go. Oh, you dropped. Alright, so anyway. What am I trying to say here? If you're not living in a planet's magnetic field, then the transmission of information between you and the people around you is heightened. Because usually when you live on a planet, it's kind of like you are all of the consciousness of that planet. And all the various electromagnetic bands and the solar pulses of the planet and all that jazz, that stuff adds up. And think of it like a record. Like all human consciousness is pressed into a record on the Earth. But when you go to Mars, it's not going to be the same. There's not going to be the same grooves in your local electromagnetosphere. And so it's going to feel different when you do stuff. And things that you probably wouldn't have the same the taboos would probably all be gone. Like whatever part of taboo comes from habit, what Rupert Sheldrake would call the morphogenic resonant field. He basically that particular field, there might be a universal one, so that like humans everywhere feel some things, but it's probably also the Earth itself is like a carrier wave and storage medium for all those vibrations. So like if you ever travel to another country and you just pick up some custom naturally that they're all doing. When I was in Germany, I don't speak German. I know like high school German, but I was in Switzerland, and I was looking at things that were in German, and I was talking to people in German, and for about an hour, all my thoughts were in German. I just realized it. I was like, oh my god, like the things I wanted to tell myself for like an hour, were said to my own brain in German, and I was like, why was that so easy? And I'm like, carrier waves. It was just that I was around people that were doing it. It was like in the local electromagnetic sphere, and I was like downloading a little, or just like, or like, you know, glomming on to that those vibrations. So anyway, if one was to live in a space capsule in an orbital astral mining facility and not be included in an electromagnetic event of a local stellar body like a planet, par exemple, then the only other real sources of electromagnetic in your field would be your equipment, and hopefully by that date it'll be shielded and you know, synchronized to not fuck up human vibrations. So you wouldn't want it to like mess people's biorhythms up or whatever, or you know, introduce crazy thoughts. What you'd want them to do is you'd want to be able to like record the soundtrack of Earth's magnetic field, and you would take that with you into space. And when you took that with you into space, you would then maybe feel like home, or hell, maybe even some of the body's systems require that electromagnetic vibration and planning in order to function properly. Like all our biorhythms, our sense of hormones, our day and light cycles and all that stuff. It's super likely that wherever we go... Oh, they booted Sir Wilcott. He'll be back though, I bet. It's super likely that wherever we go, the ideal environment for us will be something like the savanna of Earth at, you know, July of the summer, you know, in the summer. I don't know if July is winter down there in actual savannah, but because of it's the other side of the world situation stuff. But in any event, one little glance at a globe would certainly solve that issue. I think that stuff's kind of important, and I also think bioelectric radiological communication, call it telepathy, call it whatever you want, but just the ability to read cues and write information into your environment, mostly specifically for your offspring, or like people like you, who, you know, you... like when Paul Muad'Dib puts on his still suit in Dune, and he will know his ways as if born to them. I think the way humans evolve over a really long period of time is it's a super advantage if you can just download what the other humans that are alive and living and thriving are doing around you. If you can do that, like just a little bit, you are going to survive slightly more. So it seems like the evolutionary pressure would be such that telepathy with one's environment, read, write, you know, kind of head for activity there. Anyway, I think a lot of it comes from human-to-human interaction as well, if you didn't want to go the purely psychic level. Human-to-human interaction, like just, we download a lot of data to each other through seeing each other, and through the process of mirror neurons. If I see you do something that I have any experience with, it's like I did it. So if I know how to cut a piece of wood, kinda, like I know how to hold the saw and I know how to, you know, secure the board or whatever, and it's like I can cut pretty well, like I'm okay. Say out of 100 units of awesomeness of cutting awesomeness, I have like 15. Not even that many, just enough to get in the game, okay? So I've got my 15 units, and then I watch a master craftsman, 100 out of 100, cut wood for an hour. Now, my practical units of cutting went up from 15 to some other number. How much? You know what's interesting? Even if it's anything above 0, it's probably something that can be improved. So even if the first time you watched an hour of a master craftsman, you went from like 15 to even to like 19 or something, just a small bump on a 100-point scale, you'd go like, wait, that could be leveraged seriously. And this again isn't talking about the wood. This isn't you're just watching someone do it. They're not explaining how to be a better craftsman to you. So it's not an educational knowledge transfer. It's literally, I'll give you another one. This is the one from the actual book that I read this in, which was Social Intelligence by Daniel Goldsman. You know how to play... No, wait a minute. You know what? That is not true. I think I was listening to a podcast at the same time I was listening to that book, and I was thinking about these topics in general. So Daniel Goldsman is not complicit in this next story. Except he did turn me on to the mirror neurons. Which... Okay. Super Mario Brothers. On the Super Nintendo. If you've ever played that game, you've got a sense for the buttons. Joystick on the left makes you go left-right. Button 1 makes you jump. Button 2 makes you throw a fireball, do special action. And so anyway, once you have enough muscle memory to have that down, you have an actual score. So what you do is a run. You start the level 1, 1, 1, and then you get to the end, you have a point total. And then you start 1, 2, and then you have a point total. And 1, 3, and you have a point total. Okay, so you get it. There's like a... Because the game is not... The game runs the same every time. Every time you start a Nintendo game, it runs the same way. Because those cartridges didn't have volatile memory. Eventually they kind of did. Or did they? Could they do scores? No, most of them, early ones, didn't have volatile memory. Which means that if you had a high score and you turned off your PlayStation or your Nintendo, it would just go away. It's not like a PlayStation that has like a hard drive and can like have persistent memory as it goes. Let me see if I can rustle up the Peter Danielson here and see if I can get him back. And here we go. We're going to listen to a song. Handbrake of the gods. Young Peter, are you resurrected from troubleshooting hell?
I think so. Hopefully.
I think you're alive,
Tell
dude.
me
I can
if
totally hear you.
Good. Tell me
You
if
sound great.
that noise comes
No.
back, and we'll
Noise tsunami. No,
we'll
it's
try and rip that bandit off ASAP.
that's fantastic. It sounds like your head gets stuck in the middle of a dryer in like a spin cycle. It's like thump 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 thump. It's like
Ouch.
it's aggressive. It's like I don't even know. I'd actually be interested to study the audio phenomena because it's not just loud static. It ramps up into some part of your brain that can't shield itself. You're like it makes you want to duck. You're like, oh fuck! Like it's a weird sound.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to go back and analyze this sound. Maybe there's some codes in it that we need to decipher.
Yeah, I'm thinking it definitely like hacks part of the matrix in our brains. It pushes into our. Won't that be funny if the first way that an AI talks to you is in subsonic tones? It goes blah, 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 and all of a sudden you feel like the happiest feeling you've ever felt because it just like slipped into your brainstem and like just like tickled your happy like just through your audio channel.
Yeah, it made your.
It just deactivated your amygdala. You can't feel fear in its presence. You will never go to war with it. You'll always just feel good in its presence.
Yeah, completely. It puts you at ease.
Yeah.
Do not be afraid.
And you can't. You can't actually. Soldiers have to take pills that like induce fear so they can fight the AI, like with bots, because otherwise, without fear, there's no bravery, and like you can't get like a mammal. If a mammal was on like heavy duty MDMA, like feeling the love of God just from the tip of their toes to the top of their head intensely, that would be a game over weapon against monkeys. You'd have to shield your soldiers against pure pleasure, and they're like, wait a minute, you want us to fight a war, and if I take off this mask I just feel like I'm in heaven, and yeah, until the AI use you for food or something.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's an interesting
we will be hacked.
Incentive.
We're
already hacked.
Yeah. Viruses that shut down the whole world are a sign of us being hacked by ourselves. AI is gonna hack the bejesus out of us. It's gonna be like, you like this static, and it's like a weird type of pink, and you don't know why you stare at it for like 19 hours at a time, but it brings you pure pleasure. You're like, wait, what?
It's gonna go straight back to who you know, because all the shit.
Who you know?
Yeah, you have to trust. You're like 1 to 2 like distance connections, man.
Wait, like 6 degrees of separation, but for what?
Yeah.
Just people? Oh, I just got jumped.
Because you don't know what's real.
Oh, I see.
You know?
I think you have to be qualitative with it.
Exactly.
Oh, people will like AI bots way more than they like people.
Yeah, but your friends are gonna everyone's gonna still use them. So you're gonna be like, you gotta know, like, you gotta have tight human networks to decipher the bots, or at least pick your trajectory.
Tell me that again. Repeat that.
You're going to need to use your network to decipher the barrage of propaganda that's coming through the streams from the different markets you're prospecting in, essentially.
Yeah. Right on.
Yeah.
Right on. Dude, what I have started asking people what media they listen to. I went to this party on Saturday, and I met a bunch of really smart people at this party, and they were really cool. It was a very fun party. And I realized that what I was really wanting to know is what were their media sources, because that was like a total way for me to understand how to talk to them. like when they told me one version of their media sources, I was like, well, then I will just completely avoid topics X, D, and 24B. Like, that's just ridiculous to talk about that with these people. That they're being propagandized. Their TV-based overlords have hooked their amygdalas into the following keywords. Don't use them. Like,
just avoid these, and it's like, no.
I had a very honest conversation all night, and I didn't have to like change my principles or views because I was like, well, we're not talking about that or that.
Yeah. Good, it's boundaries. That's what we appreciate.
Well,
about each other.
I wanted every conversation to be a success, not a fucking trial.
Yeah. Not a fucking compromise.
Yeah. But that's one reason. I mean, it's like you gotta. I don't know. You can. It's hard. It's hard, but you might be able to understand your fellow man and take pity on them for being propagandized to the nines by our
Well, we all are.
deep state community.
We all are in our own.
Yeah.
We don't know what
Someone's
elements
driving this
of our.
driving the spaceship.
Yeah. We don't know how the AIs work, and neither does the government necessarily know how they work. But they get
Nothing.
to like.
Oh, they know. They don't know how they don't know how voting machines work.
Yeah. They don't know how it works, but they get to, you know, influence what happens on it. So there's like 2 degrees of separation from what the fuck is real.
God,
and
yeah.
Every.
Just in terms of stories. You can still go outside and look at a flower and see it for real
sure.
if you
and,
can zen it up.
Have real dialogues with real people.
Yeah, hopefully
That's
people that
about
are
it.
consuming healthy media and not like
whatever, as long
getting
as
their
you
brains
can talk
tortured.
for extended periods of time together and be comfortable, whatever that is.
Yeah,
for you.
you're talking about warm
Whoever
human
that is for
connection.
you. Yeah.
Totally, 100%. No substitute for human connection for the basis of the firmware. Local love is what I like to call it. Anybody who you see with your eyes physically in your space, those are your humans to love. Whatever anyone has told you, those are the ones to love. A lot. Whoever they are, if they're close to you, you gotta love them. Even if someone told you they were your worst enemy, you still gotta love the bejesus out of them. Like, this is where your karma has brought you. Dude, watching devs, very deterministic versus free will, has got me thinking about a lot of free will versus determinism kind of characteristics. Okay, spoiler alert. Okay, go ahead.
Spoiler alert. Okay, go ahead.
Just being hypersensitive to your
sounds
process.
like you were just getting some traction there.
With what?
In the story.
I've already forgot what we were talking about.
Yeah, whatever. So I was thinking about I've been like, the Cybertruck is this
Yeah.
wild fucking piece of metal, man.
It is. They were shooting it with guns this week.
Yeah, they've done so much with that thing, dude. And it's just so low to the ground and so fast, and it can haul 11,000 pounds, which I mean for a $100,000 truck is not comparable to the rest of the market, but neither is 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. So you know, you win some.
Did you see the commercial where you showed me the commercial with the Porsche with the Cybertruck pulling that Porsche?
Yeah, Cybertruck racing in 1911 and beating a 1911 while pulling it right in 1911.
Yeah, that's insane. That's such a slap down, dude. That is such a memeable slap down. It's just.
Wizard.
You know what? Okay, so what's the meme there? It's instantaneous visual communication. It's like cut through. Memes are like cut through the language. Are memes? They're not a good. They're not, if you had a specific message, meme would not be a good choice. It's almost like meme finds a groove.
Well, it depends. A meme is a certain sentiment captured in a little graphic, pretty much, with words. But it can be very specific to the community and be very targeted. So it's more of like a timing and sentiment.
Did you ever go to know your meme and just look at all the memes that you'd never made it out of the nest?
No.
There's a lot.
Dude, I got into sorting memes for algorithms in high school, and then I got out of it.
Probably you were learning the language.
Yeah, definitely learning
the lingua prima.
That is the first entry into that language for sure. That age for me.
Hey, guess what level I am right now? 333. 804. 804. 804. Isn't that nuts?
804. Yeah, dude.
I've spent. I got my number today from Audible. It said,
884.
"Hey man, do you want to know how many minutes a year you listen to audiobooks this year, man?" And I said, "Sure." And it was like 3,700 minutes, and I figured it out, and it was 62 hours, 72 hours, 72 hours. It was many days worth of listening. It was like 8 days or something. 6 days. It was 6 days. Okay, so 6 days of my life, I broke it down into 8-hour chunks, like active 8 hours. Like you've got 8 hours of time you might be able to appropriate in a day or whatever.
Okay.
6 days. I spent 6 days of this year listening to audiobooks. I thought,
Pretty good.
I was like, that's nice.
Yeah.
I was like, that was well spent. I was like, I love those books I listen to. Books are
Totally
like,
worth
listening to
it.
books is amazing. Reading though, dude, my wife, she gets awards from Kindle. I didn't even know. Do you know they had awards on Kindle? If you read every day for a month, they give you an award. If you read every day of a week, they give you an award. If you read more than a certain number of books in a week, they get an award. And when I was setting up her first Kindle account, we're all on this. Our family is all logged into the same account. We just buy all of our digital media through one account. That way, when we have a device that we share, like a TV or something, we can just log into one thing and get all of the sweet content.
Nice.
So anyway, I see and I'm the only one who can see the awards. So I see all of her awards, and my wife, like, should buy books by the pound, but electrons don't weigh anything, so it would be like a thimble full of matter. But in any event.
I am out in the open. I need cover.
Cover. I barely remember our strategy last time on this one. All I'm doing is killing Ewoks.
You have to push it and then hold the middle in order to win.
That's right. We usually just like swarm them, but they're on there. We got. Oh, we're gonna have a full reboot. Anyway, the books I read, I forget how much I love reading. You are literally taking information in a different way than in a video. You're not taking it in visually. The visualization is coming from inside you, from your imagination. It is the best. It is a really sweet feeling. Just, using your own hardware to like generate the scene with your imagination.
Dude, I do love reading.
It's amazing.
Well, listening to audio. I love listening to
It is great too.
stuff. I just like that is my favorite.
It's amazing
I've
how
listened to
good.
stuff my whole life.
Yeah.
Like while I was doing things.
Nice.
And that is definitely, well, like story while I was doing creative or playful things, or like working, mindless things,
When I was
Either
waiting for
creative-
podcasts to catch on, I would go to the library and I would check out as many CDs as I could carry in bags, like shopping bags. And I would take them to my house and I would put them in my iTunes and I would load them up into my iPod and I would listen to books on tape as I drove and as I did my retail. I worked in retail for many years. I'd be like shelving and I'd have my iPod and I'd just be like, and I listened to podcasts too. When I would download them onto this little tiny MP3 player, and I would listen to podcasts. But dude, I like listened to like all the audiobooks at my library, and then I'd go to other libraries and download them. I was just like, but when podcasting really took off, don't need the audiobooks anymore. But dude, I am not learning half as much from podcasts as I do from books. Audiobooks, like nonfiction audiobooks, you can learn a ton. But if you actually listen to that, but it's so fun to listen to mindless chatter. Sometimes.
Mindless chatter.
But then you throw a Lex
other
Friedman in there and you
people
get like a
thinking.
PhD in an hour, so it balances out.
You gotta, yeah. And that's true. Like, and not even that many people consume podcasts.
Now
But
it's growing through the
nowadays,
roof.
It
It's-
has
it-
gone through the roof, but still a lot of people.
It's
don't
not
do it.
plateauing. It's not plateauing. There's
Yeah,
just
more people are spending more time.
it's just more interesting. Like a long form interview with some genius is so much more interesting than so many things.
Well, makes sense. You
Yeah.
You get to ride the.
Someone just tells you how they see it.
Downs of that conversation.
And the
Cool
people you
dance to
can listen
watch.
to. It's like you're on your porch and like Socrates shows up. And it's like, dude, like this person knows a ton of shit.
That's just what the doctor ordered.
All right, we cut to music to recharge our batteries. We go. Descending from the hyperspace cords of the other world, we have 15 seconds before we find ourselves where? On the Death Star.
On the Death Star. Heavy assault specialist. I want to switch this weapon.
Hey, I'm using this. I figured out the ultimate stoner hack.
Oh, yeah.
I have Google Recorder open in front of me. My cell phone is listening to my voice, and it is transcribing it, and I have a transcription in front of me of what I'm saying. This means that if I forget what I am saying, I can glance down and read the last paragraph of what I said, and it will tell me.
Damn, look at that.
Right? I was using it on a journey I was taking the other day, and a root beer-based journey. And I discovered this technology, and I was like, oh, that's exactly how you do it. Just if you are having an interesting, stonery conversation, you just let that thing roll, and then, what were you saying? Well, it's written down. Just read it.
Read it. Scroll up, yeah, whatever.
All you have to do is stop talking, and it stops writing down what you say.
Up. Scroll back into your working memory. Literally.
That's right. That's right. It's like a buffer. It's like a time traveling buffer of consciousness.
Hell yeah.
Dude, they flanked me. My position was terrible.
Yeah. Which recording? You're just using Google Voice?
Okay, check it out. So the Pixel phones. Okay, so the way AIs learn about the world is through you give them some information, like the sound of a human voice going, hello, and then you say,
hello,
hey man,
world.
Hello world. You say that it said hello world, and so you type it into the computer, and the computer listens to it. Do you see how you're tagging the data in that regard?
Yes.
Okay, so the way a text-to-speech microphone system works is the the software system that's running on top of it has to understand the microphone. On the Pixel phones, the software understands the microphones to the next level. The next level! Like it can hear a whisper in the corner of the room and go, there's another speaker, and it'll highlight it in blue and just tell you what they're saying too. If you were hard of hearing, you could literally have captions if you could put that on glasses. But you could also just look at your phone and be like, "Oh, I can't talk." You know, you could tell them that you couldn't hear, that you were deaf or whatever, and then you would, and then you could use the Google to do your translation in live real time, of any language, by the way.
Dang, any language nowadays.
Yeah, man. Google Translate's nice. I've used it in a lot of situations where I did not speak the other person's language, and I would just say, like, how much is that again? And then it would just spit it out in whatever they did, and then they would go, not that language, and then I'd select another one, and they go, yeah, and then I go, and they go, and then they would say their part, and then it would tell me that, it would say it back to me in English, like, $5.14. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Translation mode. It's sweet. It's smooth. But anyway, the whole algorithm doesn't have to work as hard if it already knows the microphone. And the Pixel phones are the only phones that can run the Google Recorder app.
There's only so much sound that a microphone can pick up, like a certain spectrum, and then if it,
range,
like, they teach that algorithm around the specific microphone. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Like, I was researching the other day how to record maracas better, and apparently it's a ribbon microphone. So I go to Sweetwater and I look up ribbon microphones, and you can buy a ribbon microphone for more than a car. You can pay like $2,700 for a ribbon microphone that is apparently next level. So anyway, I was not in the mood for one of those. I was more like, where's the $40 version of this? Where's maybe I go 100 large on a ribbon mic. But anyway, yeah. So, but to the audio aficionado or the recording engineer, big difference between that mic and another mic, because their ears have a range that most people's ears don't have, because they spend all their life training them. Exactly. Listening to this and going
more broadly.
That's right. Listening and paying attention, more or less, to the frecuencias. El frecuencias, yeah?
La frecuencia.
La frecuencias.
Yeah.
Did you
of life?
Our friend that lives in Chile, in Chile, he was like, yeah, Dale, he was like, I'm going to be on TV. And I was like, say something controversial. And he goes, I love Pinochet. Did you get the joke on that one? Pinochet?
Pinochet? No, I didn't really get it.
Pinochet was like a mass murderer, like killed his own people. He was like a real bad dude. He's like roundly hated down there. Anyway, I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was very funny.
That would definitely have been.
It'd be like, I love Stalin. Or whatever. It's like doesn't go over in certain circles.
It just doesn't land on roll off the tongue well. Whoa.
Yeah. The Overton, where is the Overton window recorded in your head? The acceptable range of topics that humans can consume. I am reminded of a paper that I read before there was the internet, so I have no footnote for this, but I was taking some classes, and I was reading some academic books, probably not rigorously researched, but still actual textbooks and such. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about studies on advertising.
Somebody published them.
Yeah, exactly. It got published, which is a low bar, but still. It was being taught in a class, also a low bar. I was in art school. This bar is lower.
Yeah, but that's how anything is that you... Yeah. That's pretty much it. Can it be published?
But check this out. Now with that caveat, with that decent caveat, in the name of science and all that is good and holy and true, what I want to tell you is that the Pepsi Corporation, I believe, allegedly figured out that it didn't matter who you showed the Pepsi ad to. Pepsi sales were in direct response to the ad. So if you're trying to sell to American teenagers and they're not watching your advertising, you can go show your ad for cheap in a third world country, get 1 trillion eyeballs on it, and as long as you get the music and the sound to map over properly, you can basically show it to other people, and the people in the first world's appetite for the Pepsi increases, because they're basically formatting the hard drive of the collective shared consciousness with Pepsi, symbols, like some kind of magic.
That's wild. I feel like, dude. That says a lot.
Programming the subconscious.
If that's like.
And getting a response on the other end of the planet.
That's measurable.
It's measurable. Yeah, totally. You can do that experiment. Guess who's not interested in doing that experiment? Advertisers. At least they're not interested in sharing the results. That Yoda jumped in our pit, so I jumped out of the pit and shot him. He couldn't. He was too short. Get your short Yoda self out of here. We're not
go down in those pits if you're Yoda.
Yeah, that's insanity. And clearly, he just got taught a lesson. Now I bet he rage quits. I can feel him, man. I can
gone,
feel
dude.
I can feel him in the air, coming in the air of the night. Anyway, I think that as humans spend more time online and as whole generations grow up online, I think that they will develop mirror neurons through the internet. Like, you will be able to express and receive feelings through the internet that your previous generation couldn't because they didn't really grow up on it. Hey, sidebar. I know I'm just all over the map here. You ever seen the movie Network, like 1972?
I don't know. Probably not.
Well,
but
it's probably not on your... yeah, okay, so there's this line that you'll hear in culture. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. That comes from Network, which was written by a guy named Paddy Tchaikovsky, who also wrote this great movie called Altered States. Anyway, we got a little break, so I will lay this on you. All right, in Network, the generation of old people who are like in their 50s and run the network news situation, they see a generation of kids coming up, young people in their workplace, who grew up on cartoons and all their moral values are janked up. So this young woman comes up and she doesn't sleep her way to her top. She just kind of sleeps with her coworkers as she ascends the ladder or whatever. And this older guy sleeps with, has this relationship with. But check this out. He thinks that her whole generation is fucked because they grew up on cartoons and it corrupted their hard drive, more or less. And I'm watching this I watched it again in like 2022, and I'm like, oh, dude, if you saw how far this process, it's hilarious. Like, Bugs Bunny jacked you up. I was like, dude, I know young people who are grown up on Natural Born Killers. Like, it's like, right. That's, you can corrupt the hard drive. like the no sector writing. You know, it's just a there's this movie called Fall by Neil Stephenson, and he talks about, I think I've told you this story before, how AIs would split different groups of people and teach them different languages so that they couldn't communicate with each other. When I visited Switzerland...
that is exactly what they're doing, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, it's in progress. It's in progress.
No, it's already done. It already works.
Done? You think it's done?
It's proven. No, it's already... It's doing... That's what the
AIs are going to trade us. AIs are going to trade us on their dark web. I've captured this human and taught him these key terms.
Now. Yeah, you don't see your friends on social media anymore. You see what the algorithm feeds you.
Yeah, totally. You don't even know if I'm real. I could be there. we should require a randomness moment where you go tacos, burritos, thought 32, the color purple. You know, you gotta prove your sentience. Like somehow you gotta
prove your sentience with randomness.
Well, and because AIs will also be sentient, you gotta sound attack. Oh, so strong. Sound attack. Echoes. Terrifying. I'm gonna reduce your sound just a little, so I can still hear you. There you go. It's not good. Not yet. It's still sound attack. Oh my gosh. Are you using voice meter? Reset voice meter. Voice meter has a reset option in the menu. You go menu reset audio. In voice meter. It sounds like somebody's captured a cow and is cutting it to pieces. The sound it would make. There, it's fixed. Or it's off. One or the other. It might just be off. I think that, okay, if you're using voice meter, do try to do the audio reset on the voice meter. No audio. Okay, sound attack. It's a hyper amplified. This was the exact same path it took last time. It was like, it wasn't exactly sound attack. It was more like hyper amplified. Rebels in the area! There's rebels in the area! Yeah, I noted that. In fact, I think somebody's manipulated our universe to bring us into conflict with each other. Almost like reality. Almost like the layers of human interaction, the playing out of karmas and dramas. I don't know if you can hear me. It's probably so rude of me to just riff. You can. Fantastic. Well, continue on with your troubleshooting. I'll be very supportive. I'm also gonna try not to die on this level. You got booted. All good. Maybe it's a reboot. Dude, we gotta isolate this issue. Okay, I can hear you, but it's sound attack. It's mild sound attack. It's sound attack. I swear to God, that's a voice meter issue. If voice meter is in thing, it's a reset in voice meter. But I'm just guessing. Jesus Christ. It sounded like gremlins being digested in a blender. That was amazing. Alright. I will riff to fill some time here on the stream, because it is the liveness. Okay, I got a couple things to say just to the live stream, and Peter could totally do while he's doing his situation here. I don't think that our listeners, which I occasionally hear from in various ways, are normal listeners. I don't think maybe they know that they can come in and chat with us. In fact, on every platform, we have this bot, and this bot's entire job is to chill, just to chill out, and to listen to what you say. So if you're on YouTube and you type something in the chat on YouTube, hey, what's up? Okay, it's a different kind. It's like when you talk, it becomes static. When you talk, it's like static. But otherwise, I can just hear the ambient sound in your room. Like I can hear you clicking on your keyboard right now. But then you say something that goes like a Cylon is speaking from Buck Rogers. Cylons were like these robots. I'm a Cylon. That's how you sound. Anyway, if you chat on YouTube, it's rebroadcast on Twitch. If you chat on Twitch, it is rebroadcast on D-Lite. If you broadcast on D-Lite, it is rebroadcast on Kick. If you broadcast on Kick, it is rebroadcast on Twitch, and so forth and so on. It does not loop, so you can't but anyway, you can type in on any one of those platforms, and it goes ba-bang, 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 and rebroadcasts it all around the universe. And when we're streaming like this, you are welcome to type or to chat or to say, hey, what's up? Or hello, hello. And we will try to interact with you, and I think it's cool as hell. If someone takes the time to type in a chat, I know it means the world. When I'm out there and somebody says something, says hello, it's not just dispelling the feeling of being alone, because God knows we're not alone when we're on the internet. There's all kinds of humans out here on the internet. They're just out here on the internet. Man, these guys really hate us. Landau Calrissian, dying by my blade. Man, they're trying to hurt us with this. They are definitely trying to hurt us. I think if we can confirm one thing, it is that they wish us all to die. Alright, True Whiz, let's go. What was I saying? Dying by my blade. Okay, typing. See, I just used the technology. Yeah, so you can type. That's one way you can interact with us. And check this out. You're never going to hear this anywhere else on the internet. Probably, unless you're insanely cool. If you want to play with us, if you want to join in and take up a laser rifle against these filthy rebels, we invite you to do that too. You just go to maps.decorio.com. That's an invitation right there to come play these silly games with us. Don't have a console? We'll figure it out. We'll figure all kinds of things out. No big deal. No big deal. If you've got a desire to hang out and shoot rebels and talk about crazy stuff, even if you're a relative of mine, you are always welcome. You are always welcome.
This is where we make our final stand.
How do you do that? Go to maps.decorio.com. maps.decorio.com. Just think the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies.decorio.com, and you would have created what is called a coincidence, where both the word maps means that from the maps people, and also it means maps on Decorio, but it is not necessarily a psychedelic reference. It is more a cartological reference. Cartographical. Cardiographical.
Don't give in to those rebel vermin.
Cartographers of the world, unite. Let's get these rebels. I think Peter had to drop out. He's doing some troubleshooting. Maybe it's something I say. Maybe it's like a code word, and his AI encrypts the communication. All right, I hear you, Peter. I'll be right there. I gotta put down these fucking little Ewoks here. Hang on, here we go. Activate, activate, activate. There we are. What's up, brother?
How is it?
Brother? It's good.
Is it working?
It's working.
Alright,
I can hear
just am forsaking the game sound.
forsaking the game sound.
Yeah.
I can hear you,
For-
and
in
you.
the broadcast.
You make sense to me. It sounds like you're on an open mic, not your headset mic. It sounds like
Yeah,
you're on a
okay.
room mic, which is just fine. If that's what's working.
I'm gonna swap that. I
Hey!
just don't.
You just got dumped. Okay, right on. We'll drop out. We're almost.
How about this? Is it better?
That's perfect. They sound great.
There we go.
You know
yeah,
what?
I know the browser
I got-
just was jacked up from all the sound settings. I had to relaunch it.
Look at that. True love. I'm dropping out and saying, were we in the same game?
Yeah, I'd stayed.
What? Dude, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
whole
I
time.
thought you were. Dude, I
Oh,
thought you were.
sorry.
I just dropped out, man.
No, I managed to stay in. I was stayed moving the
Yeah.
whole time,
Nice.
periodically.
Nice. I was like, dude, I didn't have to drop out. I didn't even check. I just assumed that you would have been kicked after all that period of time.
Oh yeah. No, my
Um,
sound was not working for a long time, but you stayed in the game.
Okay, cool. You sound perfect right now. I'm gonna
I
get us
have
dropped.
game sound too, so
Hey,
at least I can hear it.
I was just telling the good people of Twitchland and Twitterland
you were
and
giving them an
and Facebook
invitation.
land and X land and every other land that we broadcast into. If you hear us on X, if you hear us on all these things, come to one of the platforms with the chat. Come over to YouTube. And go to Tocorio.com and you can and go out to all the different. This channel, my friend, I visit this channel as having gaming going on in it, but like podcasts going on in it, but like music's going on in it. I think of it more like a TV station with like
I
different
agree.
shows on it.
I agree. Like from the first when we started doing
Totally.
a podcast, I didn't necessarily envision this. I started thinking in terms of. I remember in proposing a 24-hour
Yeah.
a streaming guild or something like that.
Yeah.
In Catalyst in like Fund 7 or 8 or something
You
like
beautiful
that would-
son of a bitch!
that would have a fucking 24-hour TV show that we'd
Woo!
fill with all sorts of content
Yeah,
and put it on
yeah,
loop.
yeah. We on loop. Put it 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 on loop.
Put it on loop.
I think-
Put it on loop.
I
Hoopy loops,
think-
baby. That's the
Hoopy
name
loops,
of my
hoopy loops.
podcast.
Dude, all I need is an MP4 file, and we broadcast this. Actually, I can just give you the log information. You can broadcast it. What's so cool about this? What's so cool about the brain of the TV station is that you can like load MP4s into it, like albums into a jukebox, and then you can be like A3, and it'll just like push that out to like all 10 places, and like
Nice.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
It's
So
like-
do you have to would you have to monitor it like it's a radio station where you have to queue everything? Or
You could pre-program it and just walk away. You could program it for like 6 weeks and
but
with
if
no
you
and
had
autopilot.
loops, yeah. Okay, but you would have to create the loops in a sequence. You couldn't like say on these days you do these
No.
things at this
You could-
hours
That-
and
100%
assign
programming
it.
freedom. Yeah, you could be
Okay.
like at Wednesday at 3, Thursday at 2, Monday at 1, and this back to back it. Just like be like this one ends here, this one starts here. You'd have to be disciplined about cutting your files to the right length for that.
right.
But you could, but that's a very minimal amount of discipline when you're running a television station. You can brag. Oh, and by the way, that's just broadcast to the world, like,
It
and also
just
has
does
like
that.
9 redundancies. like if you get shut, they shut you down one place. You're like just like it's just like an amoeba that just pulls in one tentacle and just keeps going. It's like,
Yeah.
but the advertising revenue. Well, it doesn't matter because this entire model is ad free, and so
Yeah. That's
all you
that's
have to do is own. All you have to do is have the legal right to broadcast what you're broadcasting, and then you're good to go. Like you can broadcast straight into Facebook, straight into the evil empire. Like, pachoo, 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 pachoo.
yeah.
I have friends on my Facebook page that listen to this that I haven't talked to in years. I opened up my Facebook page for the first time in like since the moon was made, and it was and I was in there. And there's people in here listening to it. I'm just like, oh, you sweethearts! Like, thanks so much for.
Yeah.
It's like crazy. I've got these old cool friends that are just like listen to us rant on this thing occasionally, and it's like insane.
That's cool. Yeah.
God bless you, cool people.
Am I in a fucking K-hole right now? What is going on?
That's not
I
exactly
feel like I'm in a
appropriate.
K-hole most of the time on this thing. For
I hang out with a
sure.
lot of grandmas that like to get into K-holes these days.
Really? Yeah, I have some friends, but they're all in the west side of the country.
People older than your grandma who love their K-holes. That's not a double entendre. What that is a description of people. Oh, I could actually select this stupid thing. Dude, we just been hanging here. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, I've
Here we
just
go.
been watching BB-8 hold out his lighter. Fuck yeah, dude.
Dude, okay, so what I was going to say is, when you come into this, like, we've been running this for so long, it's been on autopilot. When someone joins the chat on Twitch, here's what it says. Your chats are broadcast as audio on
Invite
our
me.
stream.
Hey.
What? What?
Richard Monk, Jake is pinging us in the YouTube.
Dude, you got that on Signal. Grab your
Yeah,
Signal.
on
Go
Signal,
into
baby.
Let's Get 'em, and you got it. Come on in here. Get in here. Get in here, you crazy people. Oh, dude, here's what we tell the whole world. Your chats are broadcast as audio on our stream, so please keep this in mind when you're chatting. If you have a devilish or satanically themed username and you want to chat, please start by telling us 3 things that you love about Jesus. Can't come
Forgot
up with
about
anything?
this.
No worries. Please enjoy watching our stream, but do not participate in the chat, or you'll get a quick ban. If you'd like to play with us, that's awesome. To do so, just join our PS4 party by friending up. This will get you invited weekly to our weekly Battlefront 2 streaming parties.
Yeah.
We encourage and love chat participation. Thanks for that, and thanks for watching, friend. Blessings, Reverend Paul and Sir Wilcott. That's a really nice.
Fuck yeah. And that was our first that was like an announcement post our first ban after our
We
first
banned a
ban.
kid because he came in and was just like taking a shit on all things holy, and it's like, no. And he's like,
Yeah,
why'd you
he was
ban me? I
trolling
was like,
us.
for behavior.
Yeah.
Because what you
totally trolling us.
it's
And it was yeah, and it was we had that day, like it was like the universe like fucking jabbed us in the eye because that day was the first day we tried using the chat voice
That's right.
into our stream right into
Yeah.
our ears. So it was like every single thing this kid was saying was
Was,
just,
like, amplified.
louder than anything else in the stream.
That's right. That's right. We turned our empathy up to
Driving
6
us in-
billion.
Yeah,
like,
drove
yeah.
us to insanity nearly.
Insanity.
Dude,
Insanity.
not comfortable. So now we have rules.
We haven't had any more devilishly themed chat participants.
Yeah,
But,
no, it's not. It's a silly rule because
Well-
you don't need it.
Dude, I don't mind levying a little tax. Like, hey, you can call yourself anything you want, but tell me 3 things you love about Jesus. Can't come up with
Right.
it? Fuck off.
You call yourself anything you want and pretty much say whatever you want, but you have to answer my questions.
Yeah, I have demands.
Yeah.
I levy taxes in these parts.
Yeah, no, straight up. Like, we could talk about all sorts of things. The second you don't let me ask questions and you're just blowing me off and giving me answers you know I don't want,
You just
then I'm
it's
gonna-
troll.
I got,
It's troll
I have
disinfectant.
the power in this room, dude.
Yeah, it's
I
troll
have the
disinfectant.
I have
The ban hammer.
Thor's hammer of banness.
Exactly. Hey,
You gotta-
hey Peter.
Can't be scared of that, huh?
Hey Peter. What are your 3 favorite things about Jesus?
My 3 favorite things about
What's-
Jesus.
What are your 3 favorite things about Jesus?
Well,
You have all night to think of it.
yeah, all night to think of it. I would say patience and
Patience.
like the humility to go run a marathon and stay humble the whole time. So like endurance
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, endurance, big time.
And then like just the presence to like listening. I would say
Yeah.
learn a lot from thinking about how Jesus would listen to people.
He'd like listen to their soul.
Right.
Like, listen to what was really being said. I love that Jesus played the long game with all of those souls. Like, when they came to him initially, it was not so bueno in almost every case. And he like loved and believed in a version of them that he could see and they couldn't. And his love was stronger than their will to be dumb. So he won.
Isn't that crazy?
I know, right? We have this deep will to be dumb in the presence of love.
Right. Well, we we let it mold us, don't we? Yeah.
It's a game. It's a
Yeah.
game we're playing with love.
Well, it's
Are you gonna be
incentive.
here? Are you gonna stay?
It's feel-good hormones, bro.
It's deep. It's deep in
Yeah,
these mammals.
Real deep in the. Yeah.
I got the
That's
front
why
door
you can-
taken care of. Front door is
well,
clear.
We got
Side-
these
side issues?
hallways over here. Sorry, we got it. Got all three.
Great. They're respawning. Here we go. Here we go. Nerds. I should have kept an eye on them. And I didn't see the respawn cycle. My foo is weak.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice.
I love that Jesus was able to discern God's will for him so perfectly, and he was so loyal to what he knew that God wanted him to do. I just love that.
Right.
That obedience to God, like that's magical.
Yeah, that's magical, but that's like such a, well, yeah, so, yeah, subjective. How did he, a special relationship, a special model. But
Clearly, he was willing to die for those what he understood as God's will. You know, that's the cool part. I mean, that's like the amazing part about the crucifixion, is that like he went into it willingly, and he knew that to be what he had to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
That transcends a lot of stuff.
It has that. If it doesn't, then the whole story's
Yeah. Whole story doesn't work. What I love about Paramahansa Yogananda is that he connects Jesus's whole ministry and his whole pattern of loving back to the Hindu tradition. This doesn't take anything away from Jesus's ministry or what Jesus did or said or whatever. What it does is lets it basically gives you a context where you can know a lot of friends, people who also love Jesus, who loved what he was about, and were doing some of the things that he was doing.
Translator bot.
It's like a little there's like, imagine that Jesus came from a land of Jesuses where everybody was kind of Jesus-like. That's what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about the land where they keep all the Jesus.
The land of archetype of good archetypes.
Yeah, the Christ. People are like, oh no, there's just one Jesus, and it's like, oh no. This whole thing becomes so much sweeter when we listen to Jesus' words.
Just have one.
Know ye not that ye are gods? You will do these things and more. The entire thing that I did. Okay, here's my next favorite thing about Jesus. When he was describing the Holy Spirit, he was like, dude, like everything that I have taught you painstakingly, at great expense, and wonderfully, the Holy Spirit is going to show you in a flash, in a second. You're going to know more than this when the Holy Spirit works with you like directly. I love that. This is like in the Matrix when he learns jujitsu by the download. That's what we're talking about here. We're talking about morphogenic resonance. We're talking about... But dude, have you seen... this is a crazy question to ask you so publicly, because I really want to know the answer. But like, have you seen the Spirit do crazy things?
I've seen... Definitely. I mean, you see it, you know... People call the Spirit different things.
Yeah, exactly,
They
exactly.
attribute it different ways. But
Exactly,
Yeah, definitely.
yes. Yeah, whatever qualifies for you in that.
Yeah.
Totally. Nice.
And it's different at different times. Really.
I've seen it
The
expressed.
Spirit works in mysterious ways.
Totally. I've seen it express as omniscience in front of me. Like where I knew that omniscience was possible. Like, and I have had touches of the spirit where I will see something happen in such clarity and vivid detail, and I'm just like, whoa. And then when it actually happens, it's quite wild to watch it. It's like, oh, I've seen 30 seconds in the future here.
Damn.
It's a wild experience.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's like a personal show. It's like a personal universe. You're like, wait, who's the universe made for? It can't just be made for me. That's crazy.
Yeah, I think you get, yeah, that the synchronicities and stuff like that where you're
Totally.
that's like a hyper
Synchronicities are right up that alley.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
Are like
A sustained, expanded hypersynchronicity.
Right,
Totally.
yeah.
Uncontrollable. It's not like you could pull a trigger and it just you could like. That's what's also cool about I think about things about the spirit like that is that in most cases they're not controllable. Like you can't just like
Right.
snap your fingers and that happens. Otherwise,
and
you have
that's
the
pretty
coolest
much
sideshow
what
ever.
makes them special is because you know
Yeah.
they're not controllable.
Yeah, it's like a gift. It's like a little gift
Yeah.
from the universe. Like, oh my god.
Must defend them.
Exactly. Like a synchronicity is like a little gift. It's like a little wink from the universe. It's like, hey, see, this whole thing has a plan. This whole thing is on rails on some level.
Yeah, but you can do
Even if the
that
rails are just in your
yourself.
heart as
Right.
conscience.
Well, that's why we appreciate randomness, and because we
Yeah.
can build out of randomness.
Conscience. The reason why you have a separation of church and state is because you don't want the government saying anything about God. Now, for a lot of people, their experience of God is the experience of conscience, the rightness in their heart, the thing they know to be true. That's like that's an experience of God, like a layer of God or something. And if you have a culture where you can't say what your conscience is, that's a culture that's trying to drive out God. Because God speaks through people through their conscience, through their sense of honor and duty and right and wrong. Those are characteristics of the divine that express through people. And when people are afraid to speak their conscience, it's like they're in some kind of mind slave prison, and that's like a godless zone. And so it's like, surprise, with all this censorship where people aren't allowed to speak their minds freely, people feel scared, alone, all isolated, all that stuff, more easy to control. It's the state fighting God, because,
Well, yeah, actually, I'd say they're not necessarily fighting God, but they're now suppressing God.
the free expression
Yeah,
of
the
God.
expression
Yeah,
of God, because
as conscience.
They're fucking with the baseline reality enough and through the diversion of resources.
Yeah, they shan't be allowed.
And whatnot, that it fucks with our rhythm.
This is why X and Elon Musk is so important with their just stay away from the political hot buttons and don't be a troll, and you can go on there and say whatever you wanted to. I mean, you could have religious expressive freedom on a platform like that. Like, if you're just like, hey, I'm just here talking about my spiritual stuff. Like, I'm not trying to sell stamps or subscriptions or whatever. If your intention was to actually talk like that, it seems like that would be very honored. Especially if you weren't just wanting to talk about the hot button items. Talking only about hot button items like that, it's kind of like clickbait chasing, right?
Yeah, it is. Well, and especially when you talk about the same topics, it's like, go deeper, get some new topics. Like,
learn something, change, evolve, grow.
Yeah,
don't just bring up the thing that everybody is hating on or afraid of or scared of all the time. It's like, why feed the algorithm? It's
right.
fucking.
That's what it is. It's like, get off the fear point.
Sacrifice.
Do something else. Yeah.
Be a human. Local love. Just talk to someone you know and broadcast that. Local love. Okay, let's just make it hypothetical. Let's say you had a couple that had been married for 40 years and they just loved each other. They've been talking and hanging out and growing and doing stuff for like 40 years. Wouldn't it be awesome to just hear them talk to each other like over a long period of time? And
You would
I
learn
think
a
that
lot from sharing context with them.
That's exactly right.
See,
I think
that-
you would
these is
you
what
you'd benefit
these are,
from it.
These are positive. See, you can have positive and negative. What do you call this? Parasocial relationships.
Yeah.
So a negative parasocial relationship at the extreme is pornography.
Wait, say that again.
A negative parasocial relationship.
Parasocial relation.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Like you're getting your
A
sexual
one-way
needs met by
relationship.
a
one-way
a person.
relationship. Yeah.
I think that's creepy as shit. I think it is
Yep.
creepy as shit to project your sexual energy through the internet, and it happens every day, all day long.
Yeah.
It's so creepy, weird. Ah!
It's a weird one that we don't really. I don't think.
Dude, karma's
we
real.
don't understand
Like
what they're doing, really.
they don't
a
understand
lot.
what they're doing, and also like if you're the actor in that, what kind of mental health, psychological counseling, spiritual defense, you know, 'cause who's praying for you?
No
Like for
one.
God, you
You're
need a
not
team
even
of people.
praying for yourself. That's-
You need a team of people praying for you, like to have a hope of that, like working out well long term. Like that's insane. Well, it doesn't work out very well does it? It doesn't even work out well for people who keep their clothes on. I mean, fame is a weird, corrupting, strange thing. It's very unusual to see people handle it well. I feel like Rogan handles it well. He's got a very good zen with it.
He came into it pretty
Late in life, and
slowly and
yeah,
late. He built
that's
his
right.
way up.
that's right.
And he.
By degrees.
Yep, and he's like this he's kind of like he's like someone who has taken exercise very seriously their whole life.
Yep. Usually he's basically just, you know, been kicking a punching bag for like 40 minutes or 20 minutes before he gets on that thing. He just beat the shit out of some inanimate object and he talks to people very calmly.
Yep. It's called killing
awesome.
your inner bitch that makes you whiny.
It makes for a fucking great TV.
Yeah. Makes for real talk with Joe.
Well, he's also a calming influence. He's like the reason okay,
He's funny.
I can tell you this story.
Okay.
When I started using cannabis medicinally in 2012, the first device that I got was a volcano, and I just lucked into that technology. I just and I don't know if it came to me in a dream. I had never heard anybody else mention it, but I was using I started off, and the first weed I smoked legally with my medical marijuana card to try to help me with my back and leg pain, which had absolutely been at an 8 out of 10 for like a decade in my life. I started to I would work a work day, and then I would get out my volcano, and I would get my cannabinoid intake up for the evening. And I listened to so much Joe Rogan as rails during that process, because I would get so high that I basically would be like, you could freak out or be insanely scared or just lose your mind and it's like, but no, you got Rogan there, and you could just hit play, and 3.5 hours later you were basically all you had to do is hit play one more time. So it was like the ultimate. Yeah, I went through the dark days of building my early tolerance, you know, on Rogan and like listening to him, because it's the perfect content to be like super uber stoned, because if you miss out on if you miss out on a topic,
Listen to that stuff.
if you miss a couple of lines, it's not the end of the world, because you just pick up the flow again.
Was he recording a Super Stone podcast at that point?
Oh, he was getting blazed in the early days. I mean, he's cut way back. When he moved to Texas, he cut way back. Now he's doing mushrooms all the time on his broadcasts. He just did mushrooms this week with Sarah Weinschenk and what was the other one? Sarah and I can't remember, but he has those two moved to Austin, and dude, they were holding court on that thing, and they were shrooming. It's crazy.
Holding court and shrooming.
Totally.
Interesting. Whatever. I don't listen to a lot of that of podcasts. I've been listening to. I've been listening to more Jordan Peterson podcasts if I'm listening to stuff. Or like
it's like listening to an encyclopedia. You can
Vervaeke.
totally read that for a while, but then you got to put it down, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
If
so
you're
they're
me,
fewer
you
and
might-
far between. I don't listen to I haven't. I have been. I haven't listened. I don't listen to stuff in the background of like my work stuff,
The
or
Rebel Alliance thought it could
I
hide on
usually
Mars, but no
just
one can escape the Empire's reach. Prepare the assault.
I listen to music during that type of thing.
I don't. You can't really learn anything while you work. Like whatever you put
You have
in
to
that
focus
space.
on work. Yeah.
Yeah. Your brain has to be on work to actually be doing work.
You can't follow,
And so yeah.
a logos.
Yeah,
other than work. Well.
I like putting on some breaking points when I'm working. Just have like some news background. That's not the end of the world. I'll tune in and out of it as I go. I'll be like, wait, what are they talking about? And then I have to like rewind it. There's just tasks that you can use your audio track in your head for other things, like driving, like doing the dishes, like taking out the trash, like doing any kind of work around the house. I will be listening to something, because why not?
Yeah,
that's good book on tape time.
Yeah, exactly. Book on tape. Some sort of
Do you
longer
use
form
loop?
conversation.
Have I told you about my loop movie philosophy with working?
No. Yes. I mean, I don't know if you've told me the philosophy, but I've picked up on the fact that you listen to movies on loop, watch movies on loop.
Some movies are excellent for this, and I have over the years found like a dozen movies that I have seen 100+ times. And when I say seen, I mean they were playing, and I paid attention to them somewhat. When I the way that I loopatize a movie in this philosophy is I just like the movie first, and then I watch it a bunch just with my eyes, and it's almost like you can memorize or record the emotion of the visual and then set it to the soundtrack. And then if you just play the soundtrack, it's almost like you can watch the movie in the imagine part of your head, like the same one you use when you're reading a book, almost. Like you can play back the video track with just the audio track. Anyway, not every movie works, and any movie that some movies though are really good at this. And so, what I will do is I will find a movie, and I will play it in VLC. I've ripped it. I've got an MP4 of it, like an HD MP4 of it, and I put it in VLC on a loop. And I just hit some mornings. I'll be at the computer like 5, and I'll give you one of my faves. Sicario. You seen this movie?
I don't think so. Which one is?
Denis Villeneuve is the guy who directed Dune and also did Arrival. He's the director of the first Sicario, and that guy's a genius. A lot of his movies are good loop movies, because there is such a heavy visual component. You can, but anyway.
Okay. Sicario.
It is the story of a woman in the FBI, I believe, and she is taken in by a group of soldiers who essentially use her to get access to persecute a drug war against the cartels. And it's an awesome movie. It is very graphic, and it is very violent. I don't know why I love this movie. It's a great movie. It is a great movie. And I mean, you would never like sit down a child and be like, "This is a great movie," but but it's still
a lot.
yeah. You no. You, on your 21st birthday, maybe you get a copy of the movie.
Yeah. Okay. How old is this movie?
Not that old.
Yeah. See, I think I might have seen it. That's it's being an FBI agent.
2012 or something, maybe.
Sicario.
Yeah. Okay, that movie though, you can make a version of that movie. You edit the MP4 file and you take out the credits, or you just deal with them and you just stop every time through, and you can rewind it or whatever. So you skip the credits. But the closing credits are great. Anyway, good music on them. But that movie, I can let that movie loop like 4 times in a row, 5 times in a row. And the entire time that it's playing, I can put my attention on anything else I want, and it'll just stay there without interruption. It's like I completely occupy one part of my brain, and it is fully sound deaf. Attack of the psychotic Wookiees. Attack of the psychotic Wookiees. Oh wait, it just fixed. It just fixed or stopped. Okay, it sounds like death. Sonic death. Sonic death. I don't know what we gotta figure out what's causing this. Dude, I can just like play this level in my sleep. It's almost like my subconscious mind is playing this game. Okay, Peter will be back, I'm sure.
We have been joined by Lord Vader.
All right. There we go. There we go. You're back in Kazakhstan. What's up? Oh, can't quite hear you. You are.
How about
I can hear you now. Yes, sound great.
Alright.
Perfectly
Yeah,
clear.
so it's the browser.
Oh, what are you using? What browser are you using?
I'm using Chrome.
Okay, that's good. What kind of plugins?
Yeah, maybe I should try unplugging.
Turn off all plugins or go into incognito mode with no plugins. And just like whatever tokens in that session it drops so you don't have any interference. It's you probably like have 18 crypto wallets up. It's killing you. Use a different profile. Use a broadcast profile with nothing on. No extensions. Would be my advice.
Yeah, well, we'll get that queued up. The thing is, I have this profile is...
You can make as many profiles as you want.
Yeah, the profile holds... If I use this profile, then it connects to the logs for the streams on like my YouTube and Twitter and whatnot.
It makes sense to me. You should
yeah,
probably just build a
dial
new
that.
profile. Oh, Himmelbach's on here. What's going on, dude? Dude! He's in our group!
Yeah, dude. I feel like
Dude, Jake's in here! What the fuck? Oh, but that's what he was saying. Send me the invite, but I can't join. Oh, dude, you figured it out, Jake. Jake is fighting with us. That's insane. That's not what I thought he was saying when he was texting us. Nice.
Party.
Very freaking cool. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, Jake.
Dude, I bet Jake.
Whoa.
Jake's got a couple things he loves about Jesus. I know. He's like screaming him.
Yeah, he does.
He's
I don't know
like,
if he's screaming him, but
do you have a favorite miracle of the Jesus?
we need to get him in here in the audio.
Yeah, we should at least get him on the audio. Well, no worries. Let's win first. Let's win this game. We should just talk. We should just turn this off and just talk for a while.
Yeah.
That's what we, dude. We did this as an experiment. Now it's all we do. We play this crazy fuck game while we're chatting about serious topics.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Fortnite
recently.
on your thing ready yet?
It was 80 minutes last I checked, so
Yeah.
I hope so.
I hope so. Yeah. Dude, this was a test, and it's cool. We have done this for like a year now, but I get to punch Chewbacca's down.
I love that. That does feel good. It is encrypted though. Someone hearing us talk about whatever subject
Yeah.
is gonna, if it's clipped, it's gonna be like, these guys are playing a video game actively.
Yeah, that is true.
How serious are we gonna take this? This isn't like court testimony, is it?
Look, that one guy sucks ass. Like,
Look at that guy. He's like trying to figure out. But your brother shows up. Doesn't have trigger buttons. I forgot. I was gonna fix that issue for him. I was gonna send him a. I was gonna send him a controller. I'm still gonna do that. No one's supposed to have. You gotta have all the buttons on the controller. Sorry.
Yeah, you seriously do.
That's the layer.
He said
When
he
I say
fixed it.
sorry, I
don't
mean
know if he
I'm saying
did.
that to the universe. Like it's ridiculous that this human would be playing without all the buttons.
Yeah.
The
'Cause he,
universe will hear me. Good.
Yeah, he likes to play on the computer more.
I mean, he is a little touched in the head. I wouldn't, you know. So I get it.
He needs
Somebody dropped him. I understand. No big deal.
Somebody.
Somebody's supposed to be holding the baby like this, but they drop it on their head like that. No big deal. No big deal. Like to play just computer games. It's just you know, normal.
It happens.
It happens.
Yeah. You can't get away
Just
from
kidding.
it.
We should probably just use our sweet GPUs to play along.
Yeah, dude, it's for real.
We got powerful GPUs.
We
We've
do.
arranged powerful GPU cycles.
We're stacked.
I want to play that Generation Zero. Let's make that a goal.
Yeah, let's
How about
make
that?
Let's do it.
I am excited about playing that game. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, dude.
Why
I
would
mean,
you put it any other way?
We have it. We have it all set up. I mean, all we have to do is sign in and download the game, pretty much. We still run.
You know, it is totally different though
Can you
because
stream and play that game at the same time on your one machine?
with enough GPU cycles.
Yeah. With
But you're
enough.
but you're
You
definitely
have
running the
enough?
experiment. On this
Yeah.
new machine, I do. Yeah.
Cool.
This new one I just got brought online can crush a monkey with its thoughts. So yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, can crush and create monkeys.
Generate monkey. Generate monkey! Like a Hanuman. That's the Hindu monkey helper god. Hanuman.
Yeah.
Jaya Hanuman. Jaya Hanuman. That means get lit. Hanuman. Get lit. Dude, I'm just dying a lot. We're at 333 again. We're gonna do this one. We should just talk. I'm looking at 13 little circles in front of me of things I could talk about, and I haven't used any of them yet.
Really?
Totally. I've only used like two.
I wanted to talk about. Have you ever? I was talking about how spooks.
Uh-huh.
Spooks.
Yeah.
How insanely fit, like they have to track their Tylenol usage. That's what that one guy was saying.
Oh yeah, no.
If
Those
you
are
hold-
nuclear.
Yeah.
Those
if
are
you hold-
nuclear technicians. The guys
yeah,
who turn the
nuclear
keys.
Technicians, people who have like that, like the
Co-
level
talk
of
about
regiment.
cognitive control.
Right. Yeah, the level of regiment and like depth of like. I mean, it makes sense for a precautionary for these things that can
And the world.
end the world. It's like you gotta want it, dude. To
There
do
is
those
some
jobs.
dude in a tube right now, under the earth, sober as fuck, just wondering if someone's gonna ask him to end the world.
Yeah,
Give the guy a
just
fucking
waiting.
scotch. Fuck
Yeah.
you. that poor fucker is like, my job is to end the planet.
Yeah, and
If
you
called
better
upon.
believe when he does it, he's gonna be traumatized for forever.
For the
because
8
he
minutes
was
that he lives.
Sober. Yeah, that's right.
Woohoo! Until
Oh my gosh.
mutually assured destruction plays out before our sweet, sweet eyes.
Why did I put it there?
You gotta know that everybody knows where the fixed missiles are. If a Chinese spy satellite's good for anything, it's locating your nuclear missile silos, right? So you gotta imagine that those are where the missiles fall. You know, that's why those silos are so far in the ground. They're just gonna try to dig them out with the megatons. This is a very
gosh.
brutal and dark conversation.
Yeah. Took it deep. Let's go back to Jesus.
Maybe we should get rid of the nuclear weapons. Maybe that's the real problem. Maybe we should
Yeah.
put the weapons and bombs to sleep. Make it take a weekend to blow up the Earth, not a second.
Yeah, exactly. So
Someone really has to mean it.
We should
Like,
definitely
no, I
make it
really want it to
harder.
go away now. I want it to go away. No more Earth.
It
No more
seems
Earth.
Too easy
No more
right
human race.
now.
That's right. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's on a hair trigger.
Why do we
Can
have
we
to be
not-
potential
can
energy
we-
man at this level?
Can we not charge our politicians with making friends with the other people that own nukes? Why is that not their top priority? To be buddies with... Now, you don't have to agree with your buddy on everything, but you do have to let him know that you're not going to use your nukes, so he doesn't have to
Right.
fucking use his. This is
Well,
something that... This is
How do
something
you
we should
deal
do.
with tyrants?
Like, you mean like Kim Jong-un, who has his own nukes in North Korea?
Right, who's
Probably get rid of
responsible for like commerce, like they do volumes of commerce. You have to trade. Do you trade with them? How do you
I mean,
do
that's like a-
sanctions in?
You're right.
And stuff like
The world's
that.
a complicated place.
Really, like that's
18
they
seconds.
if you don't deal with it with war, you end up dealing with it with economics and business.
If less people die, that's good.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I want to. That's what I'm interested in, is how to make it easier to do ethical business and control businesses ethically.
Yeah, no, I love that. Blockchain them up, and I'm with you on that.
Well,
Like,
blockchain is just a tool. It's really a culture that uses a type of tool. Uses a tool. But it's a new
Darth Vader
culture.
just said
It's a culture
worthless.
that doesn't exist.
Yo, I want to hear about this culture. I think you got to breathe it into existence, right?
You do. You have to act. You have to do it. You have to live
Enact the role.
to live it into existence.
Enact the role of the good corporation that has a soul
Yep.
and doesn't put humans in one side of a meat grinder to make pennies on the other.
Well,
You know?
like, how do you like?
Dude, we just
You
went
know
and
what a
shut the
tort
front door.
is?
We
Yeah,
we
just, like,
snatched that.
stomping, dude.
We just snatched that from the jaws. All right, everybody, quick break. You too, Hemmelbach, out there in these streets. Here we go. Bang bang. Dude, Sir Walcott, we are deeply touched in the head, you and me. Here's
Yeah?
why.
Okay.
We have to invite Jake to our group in the freaking PS4. I got him in. He's in our group. We just randomly got put on the same team with him. Oh, he's okay, and he's not in our group now. So let's dump out of here. Okay, we're gonna quit out. Quit out, and we'll go find him. Hemmelbach out there in these streets. You go ahead and quit out. Dude, he must be he must be losing his mind. He's like, you stoners, you gotta invite me to the group. There's too many layers. Like, we can't decipher these messages. They're encrypted.
Like,
They're encrypted.
Talk to us in the chat. Someone talks to us. We completely like
Missed the drop the ball.
missed the whole point.
The universe is not handing us more than it should.
Yes, that is okay.
Dude, we've also got Blunt Man on Fire in our group. Who is this human? I don't care. We're starting a game right the freak now. Okay, we're
Damn.
playing. We got 4-on-4. Who is this person? I love this. Leave group to start a new match. Group playing. Oh no. I can R3 join the group playing.
Okay.
All right. Server full, placed in queue. Oh, okay. Your queue is already full in this game. Okay, so
You're already in the queue for this game. Cool. Well, did we dump out of the game?
we dumped out. They're still in it. That's why we have Blunt Man on Fire in here in our group. Join. It's asking to join. Join. You're already in queue for this game.
Well,
Okay, I'm in the menus. You're in the menus. Are you in the menus?
I'm in the
You're in the
menus.
menu.
It says server full, placed in queue to join.
We could leave this group and start a
Shit.
new one. How about that? Let's leave this group and start a new
Why?
one.
We gotta wait for Jake.
But check it out. This'll we'll just start inviting him to our new group, and that'll trigger it. Does that make sense?
Oh. Yeah, I mean, if you think
Leave-
that'll, I think that.
leave
I
group.
mean,
Leave group. I don't know.
That could
I don't know
work.
who Blunt Man on Fire is, but
Yeah,
I think he was rando assigned to us.
Hemmelbach
Okay.
friend request.
He's in the menus too. He had the
received.
same thought. Both humans have been invited. No one was playing the game. We rule. Psychic emails real. Let's go.
Nice.
There it is. Bang, bang, bang. But here it says group playing. I'm gonna say, leave group to start a new match. I did that once. Oh, there we go. Okay, now it cleared up. Blunt Man on Fire left your
joined
group.
Mine says he joined him.
Server full. Placed. I don't want to be in server full. Placed in. I'm canceling.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. First off, I love Blunt Man who joined our group.
Yeah.
This is so great.
Okay.
We're gonna leave this group. Leaving group. Now you guys are getting invitations to the group.
How
If
is
Blunt Man on Fire
Blunt-
joins, I am all about it. But I think it's an error. I don't think it's okay. It's an error. It's totally an error. I like this error, but Blunt Man is cool. I love Blunt Man. That's what Jake Todd says. Blunt Man is cool. I believe you, Jake Todd. Jake Todd, go ahead and accept our invitation to your bang bang to our group. Should we reboot our freaking game? Well, we'll try it one more. We'll try it one more time. One more time. What we need is Hemmelbach in this group, and with him in this group, hopefully when we go to join
Maybe I should
another
try and
game.
Send him an invite, because he might have missed you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
You can invite him too.
I don't. He's not on my friends list in here.
Okay, then it is a weird server error.
All right, maybe we should reboot.
You know what? I'm gonna wait for the invite to expire with him, and then he's in the menus, so he's waiting here for us.
So you're
I'm gonna.
actually-
You can only send one invite per.
That's true.
Hemmelbach, here comes your invite. I will tell you when it happens. You know, I've got so many topics here in front of me. Have you been keeping up on the UFO game? On Weaponized?
No, I've not been up on the weaponized. There's a lot that comes through that one.
It is nice. I was cleaning some pellet stoves tonight. I've been running pellet stoves, not 24/7, but I run them during the day. Where I run one during the day and one during the night. And but boy, when you burn hundreds and hundreds of pounds of pellets over a month period, you have a lot of soot in a device that likes to breathe, and it's like windpipes get all conjuncted. So anyway, I put on my special hat and I go to work. I put on gloves and I basically clean the heck out of them. I've become an expert. We gotta quit. I'm not able to resend him an invite. It just says end the menus, and I can't invite him. Okay, so how does this work? We go.
Home.
Okay, now I can invite him.
options.
Now I can invite him. Hemmelbach, here comes your invite. Boom. And Sir Wilcott, you're gonna get an invite too.
Wait.
Ready?
don't
Oh wait,
send-
I'm
don't
waiting.
send
I'm
it.
waiting for you. I'm waiting for you. Okay, Hemmelbach's in the group. Brilliant. 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 You know what Hemmelbach means? Heaven goat. Heaven goat in Afrikaans, the language they speak in. Blunt Man on Fire just joined my group. I love it. I don't know.
How is Blunt Man on fire?
Oops. Sorry, I sent you the invite too early. You know what?
I think I got it.
Okay. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Okay. You know
Let's
what?
see.
I just want to see if I go to the play right now and I go to co-op missions, I can select one. So we're still in a good place. And Blunt Man on Fire, we would love to have you in the group. We got 4 slots. Sounds really great. I janked you up though. I should probably have another chance to invite you. Okay, you let me know when you get to the place where you can accept here. And you already did. All right, gents. We're rock chalking and jayhawking. Fuck yeah, yeah, yeah.
Not even in the game yet. Still loading
Nice.
up. We're in the
Oh.
launcher. Fuck
Jake
yeah.
Todd is saying that Bluntman is his friend, like he knows him. Nice, very nice. This was beautiful,
Is this on
beautifully
Signal?
coordinated.
Perfect.
We.
Bluntman is my friend.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
I just persistent like that's it. He was joining the group that Hemmelbach was joining. That's awesome.
Dude, I totally need to.
We gotta friend him up.
Way too stoned here, like totally playing the fucking game, dude.
Am I in a fucking K-hole right now?
like-
What is going on?
What
A
is
simple
the chat?
civilian, hungry
Come
for
talk to
turtle
us in the
justice.
chat. Like abandon all chats.
Abandon all chats. We're manic on our chats, our chat situation. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go.
Ta-da.
Ta-da! 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 Did you watch that Elon Musk talk where he told the head of Disney to go fuck yourself?
Yeah. Well, he told a lot more than the head, but he did
Yeah.
call out Bob specifically.
That's right, Bob Iger, the head of Disney, who we are probably in some way on Bob's backyard right now with this
Yeah,
IP
for
of
sure.
the Star Wars.
We're definitely like writing it, like the server that they're on, you know, is probably he paid some bills for.
You know what? It's actually a arrangement with Electronic Arts. And so they just license it. They probably just license it, but we're probably on EA's turf.
On
Which-
EA's turf, but okay. So
How
EA 's gonna
apolitical
be
is EA?
more-
It's kind of nice.
Yeah,
They're not-
EA's Tencent's territory.
The rebels are preparing
10
an
cents
assault.
territory.
Yeah.
What are we talking about there?
Orders are to dig and hunt at all costs.
Tencent. TA owns EA. Tencent owns EA.
Oh, it's a company? Oh,
It's a
I did not know
Chinese
about it.
company. It's a
Oh.
huge company. It's like worth almost $1 trillion.
We're playing on Chinese servers?
Oh,
They're
yeah.
harvesting our metadata?
Everything, dude.
They're converting us to communism?
Some people are gonna want to scare you with that, but I think it's a bigger picture.
They're competitors? They're immediate financial competitors?
Yeah, their population
Surprise.
base on the other side of the world, and everybody seems to want to expand these days. So we're just playing with economies and who can eat who, pretty much.
Who can
That's what
eat
it
who?
co- That's what.
Oh,
it
they're on
co-
B. They're on B like a mojo.
uh,
Alright, that's right. We gotta go down and stop the steal on B, or just let them take it, and then we just hold them on this next one, like a machine, like a rebel killing machine. Well, anyway,
yeah.
I'm sure there's some sweet souls in China, and I'm sure they feel like they're under the boot of a giant robot at times,
Yeah,
a
dude.
giant panda bear shaped robot. But maybe they don't envy us. You know, we're so prideful.
Yeah.
Like, oh, everybody wants to be as
No,
and they're like, wait a
not
minute,
everybody.
wants to be as loud and crazy as Americans with your crazy thoughts and your freedom of speech. No, man, the party line is awesome. My grandma's in the party. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
You know.
the people in my life are cool, and they're
Hemmelbach,
everyone
Hemmelbach.
has- Their cultures are stable.
Yeah,
the
stable.
time being.
And it's stable because people don't rock the boat. And over here, we're like rocking boats from cradle to
Yeah.
grave. We're like,
Like-
we rock these boats.
Wake up and rock the boat, bitch. You were
It's
made
Monday.
to rock,
Rock
the
boat, rock boat.
Yeah.
We probably sacrifice. We probably sacrifice a lot of humans on the altar of no focus in life from that, though.
Yeah, dude.
Like a bunch of people go through life just going like, wait, what was the point? I missed it. I was watching
Rock
TikTok.
boat. Rock boat.
You know, all that social media stuff seems like a great thing to start in your 40s. Just TikTok in your, wait till you're 40, then go.
Yeah.
You know, like get a ton done. Get a ton done
to
first.
Go through.
Yeah, totally.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Yep.
Hemmelbach and Blunt Man on Fire are not having it. Blunt Man on Fire, I'm gonna back you up. Oh dang. Darth Vader got punched. We're just gonna get to play our favorite level sooner is all I'm hearing. Our favorite level is right around the corner. It's freaking awesome. So totally awesome. They got A. A's dead.
Totally. Dude, this is gonna be my last one. I'm gonna tap out after this.
No problem.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good. This is our favorite level, and we're gonna get to play it for a full 8 minutes. 8
Yeah.
minutes
All the way there.
is a long time.
2,000 points.
Dude, I thought the if you listen to that whole talk, it's so funny because so funny. What is revealing is that right before he says go fuck yourself and he's like defensive like that, like strongly, I think what he said was awesome. And I can't believe that someone has the guts to say that to advertisers. I heard Sagar on Jetty think that they might just be planning on going to you know, if Twitter fails, then they have to go to bankruptcy court, and you know, so anyway, Elon Musk might be thinking about those dynamics. But I love that he's just like not allowing. How much can it cost to run X? Is it kabillions? Is it just because that's what it was? It must be so cheap to run because it's just a bunch of servers but I guess it's because it costs so much, or its stock is so high, or so, or they just paid that much for it. Yeah.
I'm sure too.
I know nothing about owning a company or how that works. It's a tricky business.
Yeah. Sure they have. Yeah. Well.
I'm gonna go try to get him off B here, just if momentarily. That was a suicide mission. Well, in any event, the ability to speak is good. I love using Restream to just like distribute the message to like lots of platforms. I like that because there's just an auto backup of what you're saying. Like if someone actually just made the effort to shut you down, they'd have to do it on so many countries.
Yeah.
It's like you're not getting shut down. I like that.
Yep. So we should have like a cutaway that shows all of the handles on all the different screens.
I'm with you on that. That sounds like a good plan. We had another thing we were going to work towards. What was it? Generation 0. Working towards Generation 0 broadcast on a PC and towards all handles in one place with a little flyover. That sounds like smart. I bet you could even make it a PNG file that had a transparency layer, and just throw that over the top, and then the transparency.
You can use it in OBS really easy.
OBS really easy too.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking on the Restream level. I was just thinking about its interface, but
okay.
You can do OBS. You can totally do OBS. Just you could even like zoom in on one screen and.
Yeah, on Restream, I'm sure I haven't been on the other end of those consoles. But I imagine they're not more complicated than Zoom.
Yeah, I know, you make sense to me. Dude, this is what it's about. Small increments got us here. But you got to take the small steps. We just plan the small steps, execute,
You just gotta
keep moving, keep moving, keep moving,
experience
keep moving, keep moving.
Keep going.
Keep going, keep going. Make more stuff, make more stuff.
Get out of here, Napanee.
I know, I'm going with Japanese. Those names sound Japanese to me. We've had this conversation a million times. Yeah, we've had this conversation a million times. We sound like old men. Repeating the stories.
Japanese. Whoa.
They have Japanese-ish names, and maybe the timetable works out. They're just on our servers all the time. Our servers. We join them on a shared server in, apparently, China. Just kidding.
I'm sure
Oh! Got a Yoda out here
Whoa,
assassinating
Yoda.
assassinating
Luke
enforcers.
Skywalker.
Luke Skywalker. Oh shit, we're all
That's
dead.
a good Luke Skywalker.
They are.
honestly.
That was fucking okay. Loser. All right,
Dangerous.
move up, move up, move up. We gotta contest. We gotta contest.
On you.
Yep. Fucking nerd jackets. Alright, it's a good layer to be... Okay, now we eliminate them. We stop them from being here. Stop being here. Stop being here. They're making us work for this one.
Yeah, dude.
Did we get rid of that Luke Skywalker?
Yeah, we did.
Nice.
Oh, we gotta...
We got...
I'm really low on health right now. Died.
Hide for a sec. Okay. All right, we're they're not capping anymore. We got that taken care of. We're just waiting for reincarnating. We're waiting. Stop the get the front troops out of here so they can't reincarnate on them. I'm falling over to the side so we can just like pick them off one at a time. Yeah, I'm falling to the side. Shoot them as they come into the clear. This is awesome. Hammelbach and Blunt Man on Fire are ruling this. This is nice, you guys. Very cool. Very, very cool. Boy, this level requires a lot of concentration. We got a Luke Skywalker. When you kill the people around the Luke Skywalker, you weaken the Luke Skywalker. Their heroes need backup. And you can't, if you... Got him. That was a short-lived run. They did not take us that time. Even though this Wookiee is standing in a hot place, we are still in control. Holy junk monkeys. 5 more minutes of this. The Vietnam simulation. Let's go.
Let's go.
Anyway, in that Elon Musk interview, right before he says go fuck yourself or whatever, he was being tarred and feathered for being an anti-Semite, and he was like defending himself. Listening to the whole thing, I was like, oh man, he is getting trapped in the common. But my goodness, when you're being tarred and feathered like that in public, your instinct is to defend yourself. But this just drives the crowd to like a frenzy. Like it's like a the crowd of public opinion. That's just kind of like, yeah, how do you stop the whole... Well, the algorithms that funnel outrage into people's brains is what fuels all this bullshit, right? Like just the worst behavior of adults and a lot of kids. Let's not forget that. You can have 8-year-olds on there just with no prefrontal cortex doing whatever they think's a good idea. Like, they won't get their prefrontal cortex till they're 25. Not fully. So it's like, but like, yet you're like, they're out there just like destroying democracy. Because no one taught them that yet.
Rage mode. Yeah, they haven't
had the need for that.
Boundaries yet. They haven't bottomed out yet, bro. Balls haven't dropped.
Which I'm calling the prefrontal cortex at age 25. Dude, I have like 14,000 sounds to import onto my soundboard. 14,000. I'm gonna need to take off a week and just focus on soundboard updates. I'm really gonna need to do it all in like one 36-hour sitting. And then I'll just be ready for 2024. I'll just have all the new soundboard sounds. I am drawing quite heavily from Russell Brand. Have you listened to that cat when he gets on a political jag?
No.
He is lucid. He's just like, he has this ability to unwind the corporate, mediocrity, industrial bullshit complex quite deftly, I would say. I find myself cheering for him in his crazy rants. He says some nut stuff. Anyway, it's all going on the soundboard.
It's all going on the soundboard. Hell yeah. Dude, you said 4,000. How are you gonna fit them on there? I guess
I'm gonna go into a higher dimension.
Buttons around you.
I'm gonna go into a higher dimension and record them on the subtle variations of light that are barely perceived by the human eye. That way, when they flow down to my dimension, it'll really be just like 30.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the strategy. Okay.
Yeah, let's fucking go, dude.
Woo! This Vietnam simulation is
Somebody
the
get
best.
this baby.
Good morning, Vietnam! Good morning. Good morning. Anywho,
Dude, Hemmelbach.
kicking ass
go,
and taking
man.
name with the heavy. We got a really good heavy unit on there.
Yeah.
Did you see how Fortune Favors Film now has Subject for rent on the Amazon platform? Subject, Fortune Favors Film is the film co, and Subject is their newest documentary about documentaries, and the subject of what's the right way to say it? If you're the subject of a documentary, what happens to your life afterwards? But it was backed by
cool.
A24. Yeah,
Yeah,
good stuff.
that's cool. I hadn't gotten to watch it yet.
I mean, either. I just rented it today. I think my wife and I will watch it this evening.
Oh, that's cool.
I will let you know how it goes. Plus, as we only got a minute and 15 seconds left in this universe, we will be transitioning to the next.
Yeah, because we're about to stomp on these necks.
Well, let's not get hasty. They've shown spirit in the past, this enemy of ours, and they are. Here comes Yoda walking down the street. Sometimes a Yoda's a problem. They're using magical powers. They're using managerial skills to give them extra health in here. Boy, they are trying to be a problem for us.
Whoa.
All right, you nerds. I feel like I'm fighting for my brothers here. You guys don't have this Christmas spirit. I've got my heart.
Yeah, this Christmas spirit. Get on me.
The love of the Christ archetype is Christmas. The Mass of the Christ. And when you say Mass, I guess the real Mass would be people actually getting together in a semi-private place and loving God together. God bless everyone engaged in the activity. Go America. Land of the free. Home of the brave. There we go, bitches. Dude, victory. Nice job, Bluntman. Nice job, Himmelbach. Dude, have a fantastic evening, everybody. Have a...
One step closer to justice.
We are one step closer to justice.
One step closer to justice.
Dude, have an awesome night. Thanks for hanging out. This is stupid fun. Gents online, see you later. Take it easy. We going out on our shield. We're going out on some music. Here we go.
Peace.
Any words of wisdom before we depart here? What levels you got there? What levels you got there? You're on like 200 level. You're on 300th level.
341.
Dude, that is That is crazy how high that is.
Enforcer, yeah.
That is awesome.
It's been a good run.
We've been kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, we have.
Dude.
And we're gonna get these hardcore PCs set up and play some what was that game called?
Generation Zero.
Generation Zero. Open up the new world.
But I love this. Let's go. Let's go. I'll see you on this weird droid-infested land. We'll be there soon. Woo!
New droids.
New droids. New droids.
Same
Let's go. Same mission. Same mission. Dude, I think Orza would join us in there too. If we could get him, hooked up with it. We'll see. We'll see how it all goes.
Yeah,
Talk to you
try it
soon.
out. Peace.
Woohoo!